Hello and welcome Universe Mode. This is Friday Night Raw. We are breaking new boundaries with every week that passes. Fair play to us. We know what we're doing around here. We're totally not half a week late with this one, and technically a week and a half late because my PC died. Oh no, would never be. Anyway, No Mercy was last night, but that's got nothing to do with Monday Night Raw. We are heading into SummerSlam, and we have big problems here tonight in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. What was supposed to be a main event involving CM Punk against Roman Reigns has been thrown up in arms. The Raw general manager contacting me just moments before the show came on the air and asked me to deliver this message. We cannot, as members of Monday Night Raw, I'm speaking on behalf of the Raw general manager for a second now, we have not been in contact with CM Punk since last week. We have not heard from CM Punk since last week. There is no idea where CM Punk is. He did not show up to Raw. He did not show up to any house shows during the week. There has been no sight of CM Punk since last week's episode of Monday Night Raw. And as a result here tonight, despite the fact he was supposed to face Roman Reigns, the main event has been thrown up in jeopardy. And you gotta imagine there is one man who is ecstatic about this, and that is the World Heavyweight Champion, Marty Scurll. Nevertheless, Roman Reigns will still compete in action in the main event here tonight. He is going to be going one-on-one against a competitor. I believe he's going to be just found on the Monday Night Raw roster. But that is the start of the confusing night. And I kind of hope that's the peak of it. It's a very, very weird time in Monday Night Raw. But we do still have a great match for you to talk about later on tonight regardless. They are both here. They are both ready to fight. And that, as you see right there, is for the United States Championship. The number one contendership, rather, to the United States Championship. Kofi Kingston going to go one-on-one against Hirooki Goto. That is going to be a match that you absolutely do not want to miss. And, yeah, I can't wait to see how that one's going to go. That'll be later on tonight, however. And then after that, we have the very confusing situation going on in the main event. We'll get to all of that here tonight on Monday Night Raw, but we're going to kick things off with what should be a little bit of an interesting singles match involving Dean Malenko and Aiden English. There we go. Well, there is the Iceman, Dean Malenko, standing in the ring. And here is the man he will be facing. It is none other, of course, than the former United States Champion. That is still a surreal thing to say, in all fairness, but he is making his way towards the ring here tonight to be in action. Aiden English going to compete here against Dean Malenko. This one could be interesting, and I like the approach from the Raw general manager in this one. You know, it's the idea of, yeah, we're heading towards SummerSlam, but no need to go all out, you know, no need to go all out with the big matches right now. I mean, even though there was a big match on its way in the main event, but that's kind of been thrown up in the air. Just, you know, an interesting match between two guys who don't really, you know, I can't really say don't feature, because Aiden English certainly is featured, but, you know, aren't always on the card as much as your Lars Sullivans, your CM Punks, your Roman Reigns, you know, the guys who are holding down the fort, I guess would be the best way of saying it, the guys who are actually known of being members of Monday Night Raw. Aiden English, of course, shot to prominence on Monday Night Raw at the start of this year when he captured the United States Championship at the Royal Rumble. Lost it at WrestleMania, and basically that was where his career peaked. However, as you see there, his stagehands still accompanying him. Not a clue what the purpose is of them, or why he has them there, or who they are, but why should we ask questions when it comes to Aiden English? That's something I think we could definitely agree on. Dean Malenko, anyway, going to be going up against him here. Of course, Malenko found himself in another tag team, this time with the man known as Leo Kruger, going by the phrase, the name rather, should I say, of the Straight-Face Killers, as it was coined last week. Or rather, should I say 2 weeks ago, when Kruger was in action against Carl Anderson and Jason Jordan, who will be meeting in a tag team matchup later on tonight, which should be a very, very entertaining match. American Alpha versus the Good Brothers here tonight on Monday Night Raw as well. All gearing up towards the biggest fight of the summer, but of course the biggest news right now on Monday Night Raw is the fact that CM Punk is not here tonight. We do not know where he is. No one knows. Friends of Punk have tried getting into contact with him and have had no luck. No response from Punk, nothing. And as I said at the start of the show, if there's one man who is going to be oh so happy from this, it is going to be none other than the World Heavyweight Champion Marty Scurll, who last week said to CM Punk, who I keep on saying last week, it was the week before, who 2 weeks ago responded to Punk's statement saying that he was on his way, you know, this was going to be his redemption. Skill responding by saying, it is not going to be redemption, only repetition. More of the same. And I wonder, you know, I wonder if there is a part of CM Punk that took that to heart. I wonder if there's a part of CM Punk that might be trying to find a way maybe to play mind games with Marty's skill. I don't really know right now. I have to tell the truth. I don't know what is going on. Naturally, as I wouldn't, in all fairness, this is not my show. I'm only the commentator around here. But it's a really weird time because, as I said, we still have a main event on its way later on this evening. But Roman Reigns is still going to be in action in it, and I imagine, you know, he's going to be taking on a stalwart on Monday Night Raw. Somebody who's going to fill in the blank that CM Punk has left. But I just wonder who it's going to be. As we focus back to this matchup here to start things off on Raw. Malenko misses with the elbow there. Aiden English slips back in. It's a big win for Malenko when you think about it. This is as much as I dread almost to admit it, it is a former United States champion. This is a man who headed into WrestleMania with a title around his waist. And Malenko might be on his way to defeating that man. There's the Tiger Bomb. Stagehand getting involved there. Dean Malenko, though, staying in control of the match right now. Doesn't look like he shifted. Didn't look like he was intending on doing anything else. Just wearing down Aiden English even more. Their cross-legged brain buster. And, oh, there's once again an involvement. One of the stagehands getting involved again. Referee needs to do something about this. Otherwise, Aiden English could totally use this to his advantage. Pulling himself up to his feet here. And in with a tornado DDT there on Dean Malenko. The Iceman reeling a little bit, but is still able to get back up to his feet. Aiden English now, though. Oh, big time, big boot. Cannot get control in this matchup, though. Early kick out there from Dean Malenko. I don't know what Aiden English was looking for there, but he got very complacent and paid for a cravat neck breaker there. Cravat suplex, rather. Malenko now, rather unlike him, taking a moment to pose. The Iceman that I know of would have finished this match by now. Uh-oh. Now Malenko, though, has him where he wants him into the ring pole. Shoulder first he goes. Dean Malenko unloading away now. This might be the side of him that Leo Kruger has unleashed. The Iceman, as he is, might be now very proud to destroy his opponent, to wear them down and then force that submission. That might be something the hunter Leo Kruger has brought out in him since his return to this universe. Malenko picks him up now. Has him in. Powerbomb maybe. Yes, it is. Cover after it. Will Aiden English have it in it to kick out? Yes, he does. The former United States champion does kick out. Now he's locked in a high angle Boston Crab. He's nowhere near the ropes, and he has to tap out. Malenko beats Aiden English to kick things off on Monday Night Raw. Job done there for the Iceman. Certainly an unconventional victory, and one that Dean Malenko usually wouldn't look for with that kind of move, but one that he is going to be celebrating. Aiden English beat Dean Malenko. Your winner here, and he is seeming a little bit kind of out of it, I guess would be the best way of saying it. Look at that's not a usual Dean Malenko reaction. He would just kind of get out of the ring and just be happy about his win, but right now Malenko looks a little bit I don't know what the phrase I would use for it, for a little bit twisted maybe. And if he definitely is twisted, then you know Leo Kruger's had an effect on him, and you know for a fact that he's going to be happy with the job he's done. Both of them are, if that is the case. The straight-faced killers there picking up a win. Well, Dean Malenko, the straight-faced killers, picking up a win over the former United States champion. As we start things off on Monday Night Raw, we're going to continue going here with the last quarter-final match of the Raw Women's Championship Tournament. Who will join Carmella, AJ Lee, and Alexa Bliss in the semi-finals? Will it be Emma or will it be Asuka? We'll find out up next. So here we go. It has been an interesting tournament so far. There has certainly been an upset in it in the very first match when Carmella eliminated Gail Kim, of all people, in the first round. Certainly trying to assert herself as a dark horse in this tournament. And Emma may also be looking for that right here on Monday Night Raw. I mean, you know, you look at a woman who hasn't really had many opportunities handed it her way simply because she hasn't been able to make the most of any opportunity she has had. And as she heads towards the ring to do battle with the Empress Asuka, who I have said, and I have gone on record as saying in prior weeks, is my pick to win this one. And she has to try and defeat her here to progress to the semi-finals. And, you know, I just said the three people in the other three in the semi-finals. It is an interesting list. Like I said, Carmella, the dark horse, maybe, the one certainly who provided quite an upset, AJ Lee, and Alexa Bliss. Those two aren't really that surprising. Carmella is surprising, and Emma might look to make it two very surprising entrants in that semi-final. I don't see it happening personally. I do believe that it will be Asuka going through here tonight, but Emma could provide quite an upset. You never know how things can go within this tournament. Hey, just look at the first match of this tournament, and that'll give you an idea of how much, of how an upset can happen. So here we go, though. Here comes the woman who, as I just said a few moments ago, I think is going to go the whole way. I think is going to win this thing and get the shot at Rosemary down the line for the Raw Women's Championship. Asuka heads towards the ring for the chance to have that right at her. It's been a little while since we last saw Asuka in action, but she heads towards the ring right now and fully garbed up. She is ready for this one. She is prepared for Emma. Of course, as she likes to get across, you know, she may be prepared for Emma, but no one is ready for Asuka. And that could very well be the case here tonight. We'll see what Asuka can do here. I remember the last time Asuka was in action. I don't remember. I know for certain I don't think Asuka's challenged for the Raw Women's Championship since Rosemary has won the belt. I don't even know if she challenged for it when Paige was the champion. Well, Asuka here tonight looking to try and pick up a big-time win, progress in that tournament, face one of the other three women. You know, this is not a tournament bracket one, shall we say. It is round by round we take it. Semi-finals will have randomized matches as well, so Asuka could face Carmella. She could face definitely not Lisa Fox, Alexa Bliss, or she could face AJ Lee in what would be a real entertaining matchup between those two women. But here we go now. This one's underway, and Emma gonna have to try and find something to overcome Asuka in the early stages here. It's not just the submission game of Asuka, but it is her kicks and strikes and her grappling as well. Asuka, one of the most talented women, I believe, one of the most talented female wrestlers in the world. But she certainly needs the win here tonight to prove that she is deserved of that claim. Wrenching on the arm there is Asuka in the early stages of this match. Emma getting up to her feet, only to be knocked back down with a drop kick there. Rolling out of the ring early on. Asuka feeling quite confident. She walks around, strides around rather, within the ring. Emma coming back in and walking into more shots there. Arm drag, and down goes Emma once again. Asuka all over her here in the early goings, but Emma quick to counter out of it. Look at the strength there from Emma. Certainly been training and preparing ahead of this match. Nice gut buster. Decided against the trip to the top rope there, and that is why. Rake in the eyes of Asuka there. No respect from Emma as she looks to be the one to defeat Asuka here tonight. And as I said, just add to the upset that this tournament has already produced. Good counter though. Asuka sending Emma into the corner, and Asuka quick to act on it. Tornado DDT there from the second rope. No one able to innovate offense in the women's division quite like Asuka can, that's for certain. Standing Kimura lock now. This is the dangerous submission game of Asuka coming into play. Standing rendition of it, wearing down the arm that she'll be yanking on later in the Asuka lock. Emma, though, going to look to make sure that that never happens, and she's looking to maintain control in this matchup there. Nice camera angle as we see Asuka going flying backwards there. Early cover in this one now. And Emma, not too sure if that's a wise decision. No real reason to be acting that cocky. She's hardly had control of this match. She's had Asuka in a few precarious positions, but she's definitely not been in control of this match. Oh god, face first into the mat. There goes Asuka though. Now a neck breaker attempt by Emma, and she'll get it. Now maybe she has a right to be a little bit more boastful. Asuka slowed down a little bit in these last few moments. There's the counter, though. Asuka winding it up, and oh, great work by Emma. Kicked the leg away from Asuka before she was ready to strike with it. That is very well thought out, and Asuka collides with the turnbuckle there. Looked to load up. Taking a long time to load up with that kick, and that kind of cost her. Puts her in the turnbuckle now. Kick here. What's Emma thinking? They're going to launch herself there, just pressing her body up against Asuka's rather. That would have been the Emma Might Savage in the past, but it's not the bubbly personality of Emma any longer. But this is still the Emma lock stitched in on Asuka, middle of the ring. I don't think it's locked in as tight as she wanted, though. She's got it around the top of the head. You'd want it on the jaw, and that has allowed Asuka to escape. And there's a drop kick now. Asuka maybe starting to come back in this one. Emma may have put, well, it wasn't a may have. Emma did put a lot of her attempted offense into getting the tap out win there, but Asuka just too much. And how much did Emma tire herself out while looking for that tap out? Oh, what a shot there from Asuka. Flooring Emma as she is now running away with this matchup, it seems. Michinoku driver, middle of the ring, cover on Emma to progress to the semi-finals, and Emma kicking out very early on indeed. Asuka not going to be best pleased about that, but here we go. Launches into her there. With full body weight behind that attack. Emma, though, still hanging in there. Strong performance from her thus far. Big time. Lariat connects. And I think I have an idea of what Emma might be looking for. Bringing Asuka to the ropes. Might be trying to get an upset of her own here. She's looking to cover Asuka, who kicks out right away there. Asuka not interested in these games. Asuka simply interested in trying to end this one. And look at how she calls her up to her feet now. Asuka might be ready to put this one to bed. And to progress on in the women's tournament. Here we go. Middle of the ring. Emma. The fear in her eyes, you could see it as the Asuka lock is applied. Emma with nowhere to turn to, nowhere to go, and no option but to tap out. No one is ready for Asuka as she progresses into the semi-finals of the Raw Women's Championship Tournament. There you have it. That is your final four sealed. And I know for certain we are in for two incredible matches in those semi-finals. Whoever gets drawn up against whoever. There we go. That was the phrase I was looking for. Carmella, Alexa Bliss, AJ Lee, and now Asuka. The final four. Who will go all the way? Who will go to get the opportunity at Rosemary? From how much time we've got left heading towards SummerSlam, I would hazard a guess to say as well that the Raw General Manager might be looking to put the finals on SummerSlam. I'll have more of that for you next week on Monday Night Raw, but for now we're going to move on. We'll focus back on the Women's Championship Tournament next week. As for right now, though, we have a very entertaining tag team match on its way. It is the Good Brothers against American Alpha. Flash yourself back to last week on Monday Night Raw, and you will remember the triple... I say last week again, 2 weeks ago. And you would have remembered a triple threat match involving Jason Jordan, Carl Anderson, and Leo Kruger. In that match, Carl Anderson won by pinning Jason Jordan. It was the frustration that Jordan had within that match that has led to this matchup here. Jason Jordan backstage was rumored to be saying, yeah, okay, you beat him in a singles match, but you can't beat American Alpha in a tag team match. Doesn't matter if four-time tag team champions or not, as much as they respect the Good Brothers for everything they've done. American Alpha are here to pick up where they left off, and they are here for more gold to add to their tally. The Good Brothers, surprise, took a little bit of offense to that, as if to tell American Alpha, slow down, learn your role. We have run this tag team division for the better part of 2 years now. We are four-time World Tag Team Champions. There is no team more successful than the Good Brothers, and there is no team no greater than the Good Brothers. Settle down. We're going to put you in your place here tonight. A little bit of a grudge heading into this one, but no doubt about it, this is going to be a very entertaining tag team match as the Good Brothers head towards the ring. I like both these teams. I think both these teams are two of the greatest tag teams in this universe. Not even in this universe, in the world. American Alpha, who were NXT Tag Team Champions for 7 months or thereabouts. And the Good Brothers, 4-time World Tag Team Champions. But it should come as no surprise to think that there is that little bit within me that wants the Good Brothers to win. If you've been a fan of this universe for some time, you know why I have that allegiance with the Bullet Club. The former allegiance with the Bullet Club, and now the allegiance with Gallows and Anderson. Still very close friends with them. And yeah, I'd be very happy if they won here tonight, but I wouldn't be opposed to an American Alpha victory. And I think the Good Brothers know that as well. If American Alpha win, no way these two guys are going to cheat for victories. These two guys are amateur wrestlers. They're all about the sport. They're not about trying to get underhanded methods towards a win. If they win, it's going to be by their own able bodies. And this is a start that I'm liking here. Picking up where last week left off. Jason Jordan and Carl Anderson squaring up here one-on-one. Very nice indeed to see this happening. The fight that these two men want to continue on. I like it. Side headlock now by Carl Anderson. Jason Jordan, the heavier of the two and the taller as well, pushes him away. Big time drop kick. And down goes Carl Anderson early on here. No doubt about it as well that a win here for American Alpha is huge. This is, aside from the Revival right now, the current Raw Tag Team Champions, this is the biggest team that you can beat on Monday Night Raw. There is no bigger team for you to beat on this brand outside of the champions right now than the Good Brothers. Hell, I would even go to an extent and say that this is bigger than beating the Tag Team Champions, because these guys are not just the cornerstone, the centerpiece, whatever you want to say, of the tag team division on Raw. They're a centerpiece of the tag team division as a whole in this universe. I think there are tons of teams who make themselves happen because they want to have the success of the Good Brothers. They want to be Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. They want to be the next Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. And I think that is why a victory for any team against the Good Brothers is huge. You know, obviously winning the title belts are going to be incredible, but these guys are, at the end of the day, something else. They are, well, I don't want to say they're trailblazers, but they certainly are trendsetters. I mean, as I said, they dominated this tag team division for the better part of a year and a half. Oh, sorry, 2 years. It says a lot. Carl Anderson in off the tag there. Took a little bit too long and didn't stop Jason Jordan from being able to tag in Chad Gable now. And here goes Gable. Double flying forearms to Carl Anderson, and a dropkick brings him down. Chad Gable getting a little bit fired up here on his own. But it's time to take care of business. What can he get going for himself here? Big time belly to belly strikes there. Here he goes now. Northern Lights suplex. Beautifully connected. Gorgeous bridge as well with Carl Anderson. Been in that predicament more than once. Knows how to kick out of it as well. Here we go now. Double underhook. Suplex into that armbar. Incredible combo there from Chad Gable, trying to get the submission victory over Carl Anderson. Will he make him tap out here? Anderson kicking his legs about. He's trying to get to the ropes, but he cannot make his way to them. But he can fight his way out of it there, socking Chad Gable in the face. Great flip out of it there from Chad Gable. Match really picking up since Gable got in the ring, that's for certain. Jason Jordan back up on his feet in the apron there, and it seems as if he might be getting himself back in this matchup now. Tag made. Let's see what American Alpha are going to do here. Double arm drags, yes. Nicely done indeed. Carl Anderson trying to crawl, trying to make the tag into Luke Gallows. Not happening. Jason Jordan wants a piece of him now. Oh, there's that running shoulder tackle again in the turnbuckle. Good counter though from Carl Anderson. And a big time uppercut as well brings him down. And the big man is going to come back in here. If I was the tag team champions, if I was the Revival, I would be watching this match very closely indeed. Because, you know, whoever wins this one, you could very well be looking at your next #1 contender. No doubt about it when you look at the talent in these teams, when you look at the capabilities of them. Double elbows now, repeated elbows even. trio of them onto the shoulder blades there. The shoulders themselves of Jason Jordan, but that's not going to keep him down. He fights on here. Look at the strength from Jason Jordan. Belly to belly suplex to a 300-plus pounder in Luke Gallows like it was nothing. Jordan getting fired up now. Running shoulder tackle in the corner. Here he goes again. Overhead. Belly to belly suplex. Took a lot out of him, but Jason Jordan wants to keep on fighting here. And indeed, he will. He lifts up Luke Gallows now for a huge win over one of the greatest tag teams to ever exist. Here we go. Jason Jordan has him in. Grand amplitude, but Carl Anderson distracting the referee. Now the cover is made. There's one though, two, and a kick out from Gallows. No surprise there. The involvement of Carl Anderson key to the match staying alive, but American Alpha unfinished there. They're going to swap the roles around once again. No Anderson this time as they hit grand amplitude. Cover on Luke Gallows, and American Alpha just beat the Good Brothers. What a win for this duo. That is 4-time World Tag Team Champions defeated. One of the greatest tag teams of all time, beaten. And I would say, if I was looking at the stats right now, if I was looking at the rankings, there's your number one contender for the World Tag Team titles. That is who the Revival should be worrying about. Not the Good Brothers, not anyone else. Those two, right there. American Alpha could very well be on their way to the World Tag Team title match. But we will wait to see how it will go. We will wait to see what will happen in that regard. Will that happen or not? We will find out, that's for certain. Nevertheless, we're going to move on to our next contest. And what a contest it is going to be. I built it up earlier in the night, and here we go. Who is going to be facing Lars Sullivan for the United States Championship at SummerSlam? Will it be Kofi Kingston? Will it be Hirooki Goto? The answer is up next. There may be confusion in the match that is coming up next, but as for this matchup right now, there is no confusion. Both men want to be number one contender. Only one of them can. There's a mutual respect between the two, but the fact of the matter is only one of them are going to get the right to be the number one contender to that title. Only one of them is going to get to face Lars Sullivan at SummerSlam. There's a very interesting build towards this. Kofi Kingston, this new look to him came about at Bad Blood when Big E and Xavier Woods were sent to NXT. Kofi Kingston was given the chance to stay, and he is trying to make the most of it. He has changed up his look. He has changed up a little bit of his offense as well. He is acting as a much more serious Kofi Kingston, and as we can see, it has got an immense success. Not even just over a month now without the New Day, and he has a chance to become the number one contender to the United States Championship. Kofi Kingston's been picking up wins over the likes of Shawn Michaels, member of Heavy Machinery themselves. Kofi Kingston's been picking up the wins where it matters, but so too has this man since he made his debut on Monday Night Raw, which I believe was the night after Bad Blood. It is none other than Hirooki Goto, who has also been running through the competition here on Monday Night Raw. It was almost as if this match was going to happen between the two for the right to face Lars Sullivan. And when that match was made official a few weeks ago, following a tag team matchup that they were victorious in over Heavy Machinery, they stared each other down as if to say, we're not going to fight yet, but come the match, we are certainly going to be getting. We're certainly going to be fighting each other. You know, the respect that we have ends when we get in that ring, and it's all about becoming the number one contender. They were supposed to face last week, but because as we saw, as we didn't see rather, there was no Raw. So, shush. Nevertheless, we are here tonight for this one. Who will square off against each other? Who will face one another? Who will face Lars Sullivan, at SummerSlam? Is it Goto or is it Kingston? I think Kingston would certainly be the more unpredictable fight for Sullivan. But I think if we get Goto and Sullivan, Oh my god, is it going to be outstanding to watch those two square off against each other. We'll see if that'll happen or not, but as for right now, here we go. The bell rings and we are underway between these two. Kingston, the speed that he has possessed, the unpredictability of him, and then Goto, just pure strength. Pure brutal strikes as well, very much so. A strong style kind of athlete. And Kofi Kingston's going to have to try and find a way to overcome that more than what Goto is going to have to find a way to overcome the speed of Kofi. You can certainly keep him grounded if you just elbow him repeatedly and make sure that he can't stand. There's a forearm, and look at how Kofi reacts to it. Falls to one knee there from a forearm from Hirooki Goto this early on in the matchup. Oh, double foot stomp there, though. Incredible. From Kofi Kingston. Little kick there. Certainly trying to lead with his legs in the early goings of this matchup. Goto will try and lead with something there, but gets countered by Kofi. Good stuff. Countered back, though. Let's see what Goto has in store now. Went for a big chop there. Kofi able to counter an awful lot thus far. Hurricanrana gets it as well. Has he got anything else in him? Nope, again. Goto with a counter, and oh! The aggression getting to Goto there, just launching his head at Kofi Kingston, who is still causing a bit of nuisance right now. Oh, but only a little bit. Jesus. Do you see the angle in that German suplex there from Hirooki Goto? And there's a lariat to rip off your head. Kofi Kingston now feeling the wrath of Hirooki Goto. Up there, Olympic slam brings him down. Goto lifted him with ease. And he looks to be running away with this matchup now, bringing out all the big moves. Fireman's carry, body splash there. Able to kick out early on was Kofi Kingston, but he doesn't seem to be in good condition right now. Seems to be getting beat down, although only temporarily. Nice drop kick. Like I said, you know, Kofi's certainly been leading with his legs so far in this matchup. Can that lead him all the way to victory, though? I think if Goto started targeting the legs a little bit, that would... Oh, what a spinning heel kick from Hirooki Goto. What I was going to say, though, is that could certainly go somewhere towards weakening Kofi's offense and just allowing himself to take pure control. Nice Russian leg sweep. Kofi thinking tactically there. Roll out there to the apron. As Hirooki Goto takes a moment to get a reaction from the crowd here in Pittsburgh and just launches Kofi back in the ring here. Oh, here we go. Another Olympic slam. He connects with it. Goto wasting little time. Goes into the cover. Will this get him? Lars Sullivan at SummerSlam. It will not. Oh, wow. There's Goto saying, come on, fight me. Slapping Kingston repeatedly in the face. And here's Kingston's response. Twisting suplex there. Oh, the Kofi Kingston took too kindly to that one. He seems to have woken up Kofi a little bit as well. That is something that Hirooki Goto could be happy to see. Oh, if he's not tearing his head off with a lariat. Kofi able to counter. Shoulder tackle brings him down there. Kofi in the position now. Might be thinking something. Decided against it. Kofi. Michinoku driver now to Hirooki Goto. And that is the scary part of Goto. Just shrugged it off there. Cannot get back in control. Falcon arrow there from Kofi Kingston. Into the cover he goes to become the number one contender. Goto returning the kick out from earlier with an early one of his own. Missed drop kick there from Kofi Kingston, but he is still able to keep on going here. Goto's able to get up to his feet, but he's unable. Uh-oh. He was unable to counter, and he's going to want to counter right now. Trouble in paradise. Goto ducked it. And Goto, though, couldn't counter the Hurricanrana attempt. Kofi Kingston now. Here he goes, maybe. Kofi. Sending Goto into the turnbuckle. Can Kofi Kingston get something going here? He seems energetic right now, and here he goes. Up to that top rope. Down with a dropping punch there. Drop kick to Goto, who seems all kind of out of it here. There's that double foot stomp into the chest. Kofi leaps into the cover to become the number one contender, and Goto again shrugs it off and kicks out early on. Man, is this match picked up now or what? Kofi Kingston though, here he goes. Kofi has him, looking for the boom drop. And he got all of it. Kofi Kingston could be one move away from going to SummerSlam. And there's that move. Trouble in Paradise from Kofi Kingston. Does it send him to SummerSlam? Will it be Kingston against Sullivan? Goto, unresponsive, dragged away from the ropes, covered by Kofi. Will this end it? 1, 2, and a kick out from Goto at 2. Oh man. Oh man indeed. Kofi wished that put things away. Goto right up to his feet. How? How does he do it? Goto, all of a sudden, GTR! Where did that come from? GTR from Hirooki Goto from the cusp of defeat. Goto strikes. Cover on Kofi. 1, 2, 3. Goto is the #1 contender. He took everything Kofi had from him there and just with one move secured his date at SummerSlam. It will be Hirooki Goto facing that man right there. Lars Sullivan, the freak, from behind on Hirooki Goto. Oh, come on. Of course he couldn't wait. Goto just seconds off a grueling matchup now is being attacked by the champion. Diving headbutt by Sullivan. And now just stomping away at his challenger. Stomping away at the man who he now knows he will meet at SummerSlam. Lars Sullivan not waiting any time at all to get himself across there to make sure that Hirooki Goto knows this is the man he's facing. Goto starting to fight back a little bit. Can he get a fight going here against the champion? No. Hit there hard. And now the final piece of the puzzle. Freak accident from Lars Sullivan. Goto is down, but he will not stay down. He will be right back up to his feet come SummerSlam when these two men meet for the United States Championship. Will it be Goto's night, or will Sullivan make himself and the Raw General Manager proud by continuing to hold that belt? We will find out. We will find out at SummerSlam. But what we also need to find out here tonight is what is happening in the main event, and we're going to move on to that right now. Roman Reigns still in action, and I'm hearing word through right now that it is going to be Cassius Ohno who has stepped up to the plate. There is your main event. Up next. Let's do this then. It has been a night of questioning what the hell would happen here on Monday Night Raw in regards to this matchup. But we have it official right now. Fair play to this man. You got to give him credit. You got to applaud Cassius Ohno for his heart that he possessed right in that moment. That kind of selflessness from Cassius Ohno. He's here on Monday Night Raw. He wants to fight, and he just threw himself right into it. As if to say, I'll face Roman Reigns, no problem. I'll do it. Ohno wants to make things happen. Ohno has become an absolute star, I feel, on Monday Night Raw. He has become a big name around here. And I'm glad to see a guy like this just seeing that opportunity right in front of him, not thinking I'm too big to be a shoo-in. Ohno seeing it, thinking that's a fight that I'm going to have, and I'm going to go for it. Ohno versus Reigns here tonight in the main event of Monday Night Raw was supposed to be Punk versus Reigns, but CM Punk currently nowhere to be seen. AWOL he has gone since last week's episode of Monday Night Raw when he was attacked by Marty Scurll following his victory over Daniel Bryan. Scurll saying to him, do not try again, do not try to face me again. Or was it Lars Sullivan? Maybe one of those two. I think it was Scurll. Not Scurll, sorry. I think it was Bryan. It was Bryan. And Scurll said to him, do not dare to try and face me again, you will fail. CM Punk had said his road to redemption, his road to retribution. Scurll said it will not be redemption, it will be repetition. That was the warning that he sent to him. And it seems as if, to an extent maybe, that impact has been left on CM Punk. He left that Monday Night Raw that evening, and we have not seen him since. That in itself is very, very important to think about. We have not seen him since then. Oh no. I think the closest friend that Punk has on this roster, not heard from him. Daniel Bryan, not heard from him. The Raw General Manager, not heard from him. Says a lot about what Marty Scurll did to Punk on that night. How much did he truly affect CM Punk mentally, more so than physically, when he told him, don't try again. I would have never have taken CM Punk to be someone like that, but it almost looks like, and I hate to say this because, to an extent, basically it's not true, or I don't want to believe that it's true, but CM Punk, he looks like a quitter. He looks like he's quit on Monday Night Raw. He looks like he's quit on trying to become a 6-time world champion. He looks like he's quit on Cassius Ohno, on Daniel Bryan. And most importantly, I would say no matter where you go, he has quit on the Monday Night Raw fans. I don't want to believe that that is the case, but I am hard-pressed to see any other outcome or any other insight, any other conclusion other than that CM Punk, after what happened last week, is a quitter. I don't want to believe it, but I may have to. Here we go anyway. Let's focus on this main event here. Oh no, taking on Mr. Money in the Bank, Roman Reigns. Looking to get a big win here over Mr. Money in the Bank, Roman Reigns, who I don't know if we've seen him since he won Money in the Bank, actually. But for the second year in a row, Monday Night Raw has that briefcase on their show. Last year it was Jinder Mahal making his return, but Mahal's one was a bit more questionable in the aspect of Mahal was not signed to Monday Night Raw. Just kept himself on the brand for the longest time. Big time back body drop there. And an elbow in the head now by Cassius Ohno. Let's see what Ohno can do here. Jabbing away here, using his strikes on Roman Reigns, but Reigns able to fight on here, and oh my god! Look at the strength from Roman Reigns now, holding him in for 3 of them maybe. It certainly looks to be the case. A trio of reverse teardrop suplexes. Jesus. That last one absolutely planting Ohno. But he's right back up to his feet. Trying to chop Roman Reigns there. Reigns able to fight out of it. Ohno able to fight out of it now. What a fight we could be in for here in the main event of Monday Night Raw. We just came off a really entertaining match for the #1 contendership to the US title. And now we have an even more entertaining match here. Impromptu as it may be, it certainly seems as if both men are coming out realizing how big that this victory could be for them. Big counter there by Reigns. Sends him over with a hip toss. Roman Reigns now prepping himself up. Misses with a double axe handle. Oh no, from behind. German suplex to Mr. Money in the Bank. Roman Reigns, though, won't stay down. Reigns forcing himself up. And oh no, forcing himself out of the ring here. The crowd in Pittsburgh on their feet for this one. And what a main event it is quickly turning itself into. Planted there on the barricade and a big boot from Cassius Ohno. Man, what an impact this guy has made since joining Monday Night Raw. Going toe-to-toe with Mr. Money in the Bank. And putting up one hell of a fight. Trying to become the World Heavyweight Champion back at Bad Blood. And, you can say that certainly the actions of Marty Scurll earlier in the night had a huge impact on how things turned out in that one. But one thing was for certain, and that's the fact that Ohno did not give up. He was not quitting. He stayed in there and he kept on trying to fight Marty Scurll, and he's trying to fight Roman Reigns here tonight. He hasn't trained for this. He hasn't prepared for this matchup, but it's happening right now. Superman punch by Reigns. And that could lead Roman Reigns towards victory here over Cassius Ohno. Could just be one spear away from a Roman Reigns victory here in the main event of Monday Night Raw. Lifts him up. Looking for some kind of big slam. Big counter there by Ohno, brings him down into the mat. Nicely thought out by Ohno indeed. And now here he goes. Take a look at the strength here from Cassius Ohno. Powerbomb to Reigns into the cover for a huge win and a kick out. Knee in the back there now, and Ohno looking to wear down Roman Reigns, but Reigns just too much, just too strong for Cassius Ohno there, and is able to power his way out of it. Clubbing at him a little bit. Big time counter by Ohno. We've seen the devastation that the KO can have on his opponents. And oh, discus forearm. A KO elbow, death by elbow, whatever it may be called. If he hits it, he has knocked out people with that move in the past. Would Roman Reigns be added to it? Forearm there. Ohno's gonna look for it. Here we go. Death by elbow. But Ohno cannot get himself right into a covering position. He has taken a lot of beating. A lot of a beating from Roman Reigns. And he had to drag him away. Death by elbow connected. Will it finish off Roman Reigns? 1, 2, and a kick out from Reigns at 2. Mr. Money in the Bank could not stay down there. Counter now. Reigns might be coming in with a pretty big move. Over the shoulder power bomb. Somehow fighting on. Just a moment after taking death by elbow. Most men are out cold on the outside by now. Roman Reigns still fighting on. Like him or hate him, you've got to respect his ability to hang in there. You've got to respect his ability to still be going on in this one. Ohno now has something else big lined up. Cassius Ohno through the ropes with a drop kick to Roman Reigns. What an high-octane main event this has been. Ohno now drilling Reigns into the barricade. This has been a standout performance once again for this man. Throwing up on a dime. Called in urgently. Ohno there to fight. And Ohno putting on one hell of a fight against Roman Reigns in the main event here. Roman Reigns, though, taking a lot of offense and still hanging in there. Over the top rope now and to the outside goes Cassius Ohno. And Roman Reigns sending them away from the ramp, sending them away from the ring a little bit there, up the ramp now. Oh, is he looking for a big time devastating move? If he is, Ohno ain't interested. He gets himself out of it, and Ohno only has one place he wants to be, and that is back in the ring here. Cassius Ohno bringing himself back in the ring, creating separation between himself and Roman Reigns. And signifying to Reigns, who's making it up to his feet there, that one more elbow is on its way. He has one more elbow lined up for Roman Reigns. That was not a wise decision by Ohno, turning his back on Roman Reigns, who makes him pay for it there with a backbreaker. Reigns now lifting him up to his feet. Oh no, Roman Reigns has him in the high cross position. Into a sit-out power bomb to end this. There's 2, and oh, there is 3. Roman Reigns just gave it to Ohno there. And Ohno, I think, may have exhausted himself. May even be the case that Roman Reigns hit a devastating powerbomb there. Maybe Ohno's head bounced off the mat. Oh, never mind. Forget what I was saying. I didn't realize that Ohno was back up on his feet. Look at that. Look at that to close things out on Monday Night Raw. Roman Reigns has not been a man who has found any allies since joining Monday Night Raw, but Cassius Ohno shaking his hand in respect there. May well have been the case that Ohno just didn't have it in him, just couldn't hang on. May have been too exhausted to hang on, and as a result of that, Roman Reigns wins here in the main event of Monday Night Raw. It's not the win he wanted, though. You could kind of tell it was a bit of a half-assed celebration from Reigns. He wanted to beat CM Punk, and he didn't. He beat Cassius Ohno, which is a damn good win in a very entertaining main event, but it was not CM Punk. And even though Reigns won here tonight, we end the night talking about CM Punk. Has CM Punk quit on Monday Night Raw? Has CM Punk walked out on the brand where he could have won his 6th world title? Has CM Punk walked out on the fans? Has CM Punk given Marty Scurll what he needs to continue his reign as World Heavyweight Champion and keep the ego of the villain rolling on, not only through the summer, but perhaps for the rest of the year. If that happened, if that all happens, then yes, CM Punk is a quitter. We will have the answers, I hope, next week on Monday Night Raw. We'll see you then. Thank you guys for watching. Take care, guys, and ta-ra.